Hey there, strong peeps, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into the world of strength training as we break down the renowned 5-3-1 exercise plan. I've been using this for the last 2 months to build up my strength in preparation for my first powerlifting meet, so I'm going to give you guys my thoughts on what you can expect. If you're looking to boost your strength gains and take your training to the next level as a beginner, you're at the right place. Before we get started, I have to mention that although this is a beginner type strength building program, it is not for complete newbies in the gym. If you don't even know how to bench or squat in the rack with a barbell, this isn't for you. It's more aimed at someone who has been in the gym for a while, has an idea what they are doing, but have been stagnant or just looking at achieving some new fitness goals, just like myself. Now let's get started. The 5-3-1 program was created by strength coach Jim Wendler. It is a tried and true method for building strength over time. It revolves around 4 main lifts: the squat, the bench press, deadlift, and the overhead press. The numbers 5, 3, 1 represent the rep scheme for each workout. This provides a simple yet effective structure for you to follow. Before we get into the details of the programming structure, let's just briefly go over the 4 primary lifts. The squat targets the lower leg muscles. The bench press focuses on the upper body, primarily the chest, and the deadlift engages pretty much multiple muscle groups, focusing on a posterior chain. The overhead press works your shoulders and your arms. Now, there are many different variations of the 5-3-1 program, ones that have been customized for lifters to achieve their specific goals, or to include hypertrophy workouts as accessories, or to target perhaps a specific muscle group that they deem a weakness. The one that I'm doing and presenting to you today would be a more simple structure, primarily strength focused. Now let's break down the structure of this 5-3-1 program. Each training cycle consists of 3 weeks, a fourth if you do a deload, which we'll get back to in a second, and 4 days a week training, with each day dedicated to one of your main lifts. You'll perform 3 working sets with varying percentages of your training max, which is a percentage of your 1 repetition max. This would be about 90% of your 1 rep max, a weight that you could perform on any given day without using maximal effort. The intensity will then gradually increase throughout the cycle. This ensures that you are progressively overloading and getting continuous strength gains, but slow enough that you don't hit a plateau or injure yourself. Some additional information. The deload refers to an active recovery week where you'll be performing pretty much the same exercises but with less volume, and in this case that would be the weight. The idea behind your deload is that you can still maintain and build strength as well as muscle, but this allows your body to fully recover. This can also help you to prevent any injuries. I generally use about 60% of my training max for my deload weeks. The other thing I'd like to mention is AMRAPs, which stands for as many repetitions as possible. This helps you to push yourself to the absolute maximum without using your 1 repetition max. This will stress the muscles, build endurance, and to help your CNS adapt to new volume. Now let's get a week-to-week breakdown so that you guys can see what my plan looks like. So for week 1, I always do my warm-up sets, which is generally 3 to 4 sets using 5 repetitions. Then I will do 5 repetitions of set 1, 65% of my training max, set 2, 75% of my training max, and then 85% of my training max. The last set is an AMRAP, as I mentioned, as many reps as possible, which means I try to hit as many reps until I hit failure. Week 2, same thing, warm-up sets, 3 to 4 sets of 5 repetitions, then followed by sets of 3 reps using 70% of the weight, 80%, and then 90% of my training max. Once again, the last set will be an AMRAP, so I push my 90% of my training max for as many repetitions as possible. Week 3. Starting with my warm-up sets, still I stick to 5 repetitions. Now my working set will be 5 repetitions of 75% of my training max. The second set will be 3 repetitions of 85% of my training max. And then my last set will be 95% of my training max. And same as always, I will do an AMRAP and try to push myself to absolute failure. The 4th week, which will be optional for me, although if you're a newbie, I encourage you to do them, will be a deload week where you use 60% of your training max for all of the rep schemes. Next up, I use accessory work. This will be any additional exercises that you will do after your compound lifts to get any additional work in at significantly less weight that can complement your main lifts, help you to build muscle and to build additional endurance as well. You can choose pretty much every exercises that you would like, but make sure that you're only doing about 50 to 100 repetitions in total for all of your sets. For my accessories, I chose the following exercises because I enjoy them, and I believe they will help contribute to my strength without causing injury or burning me out. On overhead press days, I do chest dips. For now, I'm still sticking to body weight. I will do 4 sets of 15 reps. Then I'll move on to pull-ups. Also just my body weight, no additional weight. And I'm doing 5 sets of 10 repetition. On deadlift days, I do a seated leg curl, 4 to 5 sets of about 10 to 15 repetitions. Then I'll move on to hanging leg raises. I believe this is going to help my core strength, and I stick to about 4 sets of 15 repetitions. On bench press day, I like to do half and half of incline and flat dumbbell chest press. I do about 4 to 5 sets of 12 to 15 repetitions. Once again, if I'm doing less reps, I'll do more sets and so forth. Then I'll move on to a support T-bar row, and I generally stick to about 5 sets of 10 repetition, using generally a little bit heavier weight and lower reps. On squat days, I like to do walking barbell lunges. I do about 4 sets of 15 reps per leg, and then I'll move on to leg extensions, which is about 5 sets of 12 to 15 reps. In conclusion, I really like this program for 4 main reasons. Firstly, I like the structure of the program, as this allows me to keep track of all my lifts and the weight used. It's a nice way to log your exercises, which I feel most of us aren't doing. Number 2, it takes the guessing work out of what weights I need to be used, as they're all predetermined with my training max load. Number 3, this forces me to stick to the plan and not deviate with any kinds of exercises, reps, or the weight that I'm going to be using for each workout. And number 4, it's pretty much simple enough to not use a lot of different exercises, which allows me to get my work done in a reasonably amount of time while still benefiting from them. I would highly recommend this program for beginners or advanced lifters as a strength and power building program. Specifically, if you are one of those that plan your workout on the fly, this will help you to keep structured and ensure that you are progressively overloading every time, which actually builds your strength and your muscle. There are a few modifications that I would personally like to make to the plan, but for now I'm sticking to what I started. And with time, as my strength, my fitness, and my endurance improves, I will add and change some workouts here or there so that it can better suit my needs and my abilities. I hope this was a useful video for you guys and that you learned something from my experience through my strength journey. Please comment down below if there's anything that you would like to let me know. If you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs down. And I thank you for watching. I'll see you guys soon in the next video. Boom.